In this video, we'll look at some additional biases that can mess with your decision making. Gambler's bias. Description: expecting that future probabilities are influenced by past events, when in reality they are unchanged or highly uncertain. For example, when you have flipped a coin 5 times and the same side has come up each time, you think it's more likely that the other side will come up the 6th time, when the chance is actually still 50-50. Example: the agricultural producer you work for has experienced good outcomes the previous year, and for the past 10 years, a good year has always been followed by a poor year. Anticipating the following year to be poor, you lay off staff in advance to save costs. You do not take the time to locate and read a recent study that the soil in your part of the country has improved in the past year due to new environmental policies from the regional authorities. When you experience the second good year in a row, you are short on staff and your produce turns out lower quality. How to manage. Avoid looking at information only chronologically. Look at trends from a number of angles and drill deep into data, recognizing the independence of events in question. Really think about why you think a past event has some bearing on a future one, and evaluate the reason in a manner that does not give much space for chance or superstition. Commitment bias. Description: when you justify increased investment in a previous decision based on that you have already committed extensive time and resources to implementing that decision, even when new evidence suggests that the previous decision was not the best one. Example: you decide on purchasing new software for your logistics company. You pay consultants to install it and spend 6 months training employees on the new system. After the 6 months, it is clear that another competing software in that time has evolved to become the industry standard at lower costs. Even though numbers from your financial officers show you would actually be substantially better off money-wise in a year by switching to the other software, you stick with your previous choice because of the money and effort you already invested in consultants and staff training. How to manage. Remember that consistency is not the only thing that matters. If you find that past behaviors and choices no longer align with goals and values, or what is best given new evidence, remember that you are allowed to grow and change. While you can be fearful of other people's opinions if it turns out your decision was less than optimal, or you have put time and effort into the wrong direction, people actually tend to respect people more who admit their mistakes. Framing bias. Description: the tendency to draw different conclusions from the same information, depending on how the information is presented. For example, you might trust a fancy slide presentation more than a simple handwritten note, or a skilled storyteller more than a colleague with poor communication skills. Example: you receive different pitches from 2 salespersons who want you to buy their cloud storage solution for your organization. Salesperson A states 85% customer satisfaction for their solution, while salesperson B indicates that they have 10% dissatisfied customers. You think salesperson's A offer sounds more attractive with a majority of satisfied customers, and fail to drill deeper to find that behind their 85% satisfaction is in fact 15% dissatisfied customers. How to manage. Start by acknowledging how easy it is for our brains to make logical fallacies, and that you're not immune against that. Work on actively changing the frame. Think outside the box. For example, instead of thinking of how to speed up a slow elevator, ask yourself how you can make the ride more enjoyable. Or get the same data presented to you in a different way. Fresh perspectives help avoid this bias. Self-serving bias. Description: when you tend to claim more responsibility for successes than failures. Can also manifest as evaluating ambiguous or unclear information in a way that is beneficial to your own interests, while putting less value on the interests of your colleagues and customers, or on the organization's goals. Example: a sports team that attributes winning a game to practice and hard work. When they lose the next game, they blame it on bad referees. Or when you're planning vacation time for your team members, you decide to schedule your own vacation time first without taking the needs of others into consideration. How to manage. Give credit to others and show gratitude. Ask for feedback from people around you on how they perceive your actions and decisions. Remind yourself of the overall goals and have a clear process for decision making. Build self-awareness by keeping a daily or weekly journal and track the intentions of your decision making over time. Attached to this video is a downloadable PDF with these biases and a few additional ones. For each bias, there is a description, an example, and suggestions for how to manage it.